Hello, my name is Debbie Gilbert and I'm the owner and organiser of the Best Business Women Awards. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Denise O'Leary from Purple Marketing, who is not only a marketeer but a bid writer as well. And she was the winner of our marketing and PR category in 2018. So welcome, Denise.
Thank you very much, Debbie.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
Cool. So tell us all about your business and what made you start your business.
Wow, yes, what a business journey. Well, I started my business in 2014 in March, and I had been previously in corporate organisations, so I'd seen the way that marketing agencies worked, but I'd never actually been part of the agency life myself. And I had an interesting reincarnation in my business because I had the amalgam of bid writing as a skill and marketing strategy. And I loved doing both. And I'd done a lot of work within particularly manufacturing and construction sector. So I thought, actually, this is where my knowledge is. This is where the niche is. And I was also appreciating when you're starting on your own, it's very easy to try and be all things to all people and end up being nothing to anyone. So I went for a very niche approach, specialising in marketing strategy and specialising in bid writing.
And how did you build your business in those early days?
Well, in the early days, I think you look for opportunities as they present themselves. So what I was trying to do was read leads. Mm-hmm. So when people were asking for bids, they were looking for clients, and I'm thinking, well, okay, how does that match a given client? Which one would be useful for them? So I became an information broker and a facilitator. And then when you build the relationships, I had some referrals in as well. And as you build your marketing promotional material, you attract more people that are aligned to the material you've created. And it just then gradually gained momentum. And when I started out as well, I did some freelancing for other agencies too. So I think that's the thing, just to see how is it you break into this world, and how is it that you actually start to build your reputation and taking any opportunity you could for PR. And that's where awards are so great, because they're just such a great PR vehicle for your business. Having the chance to write editorials and articles, and if someone wants a contribution, or even if they want some help, and being that person that gives the help to start off with, and building your company brand and its reputation.
So I know you write award entries for a lot of your clients. So what made you decide to enter yourself? Was it a case of, well, I've done this for my clients, now I need to think about this for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, it was even an evolution of the bid writing. So the bid writing, you're presenting the best version, and you need a bid to be a bespoke marketing campaign. And I thought, well, actually, award entries are that as well. And there's a lot of the very similar ingredients: capturing testimonials, innovation and best practice, and capturing the journey of what you've done and why your USP stands out for your clients. So I could see the parallel between the marketing strategy and the bid writing and the award entries. And yes, it is a bit of a leap, I think, then to say, what will it do for myself? But it was a leap that I took very early on in the business. And actually, probably looking back, some of the entries I did were very, very early on, and I perhaps didn't have enough evidence at that point. But I thought, this is how I learn. And I certainly had the pragmatic view of, if you start early, you find out the information that people want. You might not get it right first time, but you're always going to learn in the process, and that will build you so that you can be successful later.
Yeah, because Denise, you haven't just won the Best Business Women Awards, you've also won other awards. So tell us a bit about those awards, and also overall what the impact of winning awards has had on your business.
Yeah, well, I've been very fortunate to be recognised in quite a few different awards, and certainly international awards as well, which I was so thrilled that the Best Business Women Award was my first national title. And I think, you set that as a journey. And I always say to everybody, start off local and start off with your niche. And if there's anything gender or age group or maturity specific, as in, if you're a startup business, there are awards for startups too. So you might be not a mature business, it hasn't lasted very long, but you're just in that early stage. But certainly, all things being equal, and I think it's a very human instinct that if you don't know a company and you've got one that's won awards or a award, and you've got one that hasn't won anything, you're thinking, actually, I'll go for the one that's won awards, because it's an independent verification. It's that cut through. If you don't know anything else about them, an award winner versus a not award winner, most people will go for a badge of trust of some sort, much like an accreditation or an ISO, or just something where someone else has actually been through a process and you think, well, yeah, if they've had the standout to win that, then they must be doing something right.
Yeah, because it's like you said, it is an accreditation.
Yes.
And these experiences you had at awards led you to write a book, didn't it?
It did, yeah. And that was the evolution. So I constructed my book, which winner, how to win business awards. Very purple, in line with the company brand, and you very lovingly created the foreword for me, which I was very grateful for. But yes, I think for people, when they're looking to start the journey, there's so many things that they could do. And actually, I'd learned a lot in the process, and it's built a lot on bid writing, marketing knowledge. And I've got a lot of contributors as well. So people saying about business psychology, PR, other judges, other award winners, and all the things they've learned. And when I started the research process, I thought, well, I want to capture my thoughts. And then I realised that actually there wasn't another book on the subject worldwide, which I was quite amazed about. And I thought, well, actually, the more awards people enter, the better the companies will become, because they're finessing their processes, they're capturing all that information. Then the more successful the award ceremonies are, because they've got more entrants, so more awards will be run, which will help more companies evolve longer term. So it was a win for everybody. And yeah, it took a while to get done, as of course you start out with your plan of doing it, and then I was actually bid writing on a deadline for a very major framework at the same time, so I was picking up bits one and another, but got there and got it out. And I think it's one of those things, when you've got the focus, you just want to get it published. And yeah, it launched in January of this year, and has been an Amazon #1 bestseller, which I'm thrilled about.
Amazing. And yeah, I was privileged enough to be at the launch party, which was great.
Thank you so much for coming to that.
Yeah. No, it was great night, and it was great to celebrate that success with you. So if somebody's listening to this or watching this video and they're a bit like, is really entering awards worth it? What advice would you give to somebody, in terms of just things that you think that they should really think about when they're entering awards?
Yeah, well, I would say, first off, be honest about your business and look at the multitude of awards that are out there and choose a good fit. And if you're starting out, there may be something local or something niche to your industry could be a really good starting point, because you'll know a lot of the material and it'll be familiar to you. Also, capture your information as you go. So make sure you've got client testimonials, that you've got evidence, that you've built a library of your PR coverage, and have you contributed to any magazine articles, etc. Capture all those things, because I think in any award entry, it's interesting if someone reads about your business, and if you say how good you are, then someone will take that and view it one way or another based on the evidence you've given them. But if your clients are prepared to say how good you are, and that they want to work with you on an ongoing basis, then that really is the major factor. I think that's the thing that will be the cut through for your chance of success. And have a go, make sure you give it enough time and effort, look at all the requirements before you start. Remember, it is a bespoke marketing campaign, and give yourself the chance to learn in the process. So nothing effort-wise is wasted. And with your lovely awards, I mean, I was a finalist in 3 categories the first year I entered, but I didn't win any of them. And then I took that learning. The judges' feedback was really useful. The business had matured again in another year. I had different evidence to put forward. So if it isn't yours to start off with, don't give up. There will always be an opportunity, and there's so many great awards out there. You just need to filter through, see which one's a good match for you. And yeah, I'm obviously an evangelist about the merits of entering awards, but it's certainly, for my business, I've had several occasions where someone has said, I found you because you've won an award, and that a cut through is what you need to as any business.
And you came to the final actually on your own, didn't you? And
yes, yeah.
I want you to talk a little bit about the people you've met, because you've made some
yeah
connections through the awards, haven't you?
Absolutely. Well, I didn't know anybody. I mean, literally, I came to the awards on my own. It was, I'm in Wiltshire in the West Country. I came across right the way east, and you know, it wasn't like the immediate network of business associates, but everybody was so friendly. And what was lovely about that first finalist evening that I went to, everybody embraced everybody else's success. They were very encouraging. There was nothing that was anything negative. So I thought, well, this is such a embracing awards, I want to be part of it. And that encouraged me to enter again. And then you get talking to people, you build relationships, you see people the next year as well, you're in contact with different Facebook groups or through your social media or through email. And I think that's the connectivity. When you've got the finalist list, everybody is so proud of each other's achievements that they really want to build that network and support one another and give business to each other, even if it's the case that you're giving someone else a shout out or a recommendation.
Yeah, we've got a great photo of you and Angela, who won the Community Champion Award. She's
That's right.
CEO of the Wales Air Ambulance. So
yeah,
to see that you'd formed that relationship with her.
Yeah, we've become really good friends, and Angela came to my book launch as well. So, and in fact, it was Angela that encouraged me to enter the Stevie Awards, which I then went and won. So it was her. It was her recommendation to me to actually look at it and consider it. So that's the thing. It's that network, that shared knowledge.
Tell us a bit about the Stevie Awards, because that's in America.
Yes, yeah. Well, they actually have got a few different variants of the awards, so they can focus on different geographies and different skill sets. And the first one I entered on was the Business Women Awards, and they hosted those in New York in November. And they're very highly demanding entries. You do get the choice of actually entering text or video, so there is a choice into the format, but they're judged by an international judging panel, so you know that it's very, very vigorous in the judging process. And you find out that you're a finalist, which actually means you've won a award of some denomination. And then when you get there, they then actually identify, has it been a bronze Stevie, which is an amazing accolade, or have you won anything higher, a silver or a gold one? And yeah, I was thrilled in November in the awards there to win a silver award for marketing and PR, and I won a bronze for innovation in my business. And then I actually entered the sales and customer service categories, and I put my book forward, and my book had only been launched a couple of weeks at that time when I wrote the entry. And the ceremony itself was in Las Vegas, which was amazing. I managed to just get back after everything went mad with the virus. And yeah, absolutely thrilled to win a Stevie Award, a silver Stevie for the book. So having a book becoming an award-winning book is lovely.
And you've got quite a lot of local press, haven't you, as well? And you've been asked to speak at events and all sorts of things off the back of it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's the thing, you know, taking those opportunities to be a thought leader on whatever subject it is. And then sometimes they're asking you about your entrepreneurial journey, or what you're like as a business, or even how you're coping with the virus crisis, etc. You know, you become a face of the local business community, and people are interested in your views. But often they're actually saying, well, what is it we can do with our marketing? How can we help? What can we put forward as tips for people entering awards, or tips at people bidding for government work that perhaps haven't done so before? So it's all about just keeping your name and your familiarity out there. And actually, when you've got high profile, opportunities breed opportunities. And it's that thing of knowing that you're media friendly, that you will give a response, that you do so quickly, because people, when they're asking you for help, do want help really quickly on a turnaround. So you need to be accommodating for that.
What's your plans for Purple Marketing then over the next couple of years?
Well, for the next couple of years, I mean, I was really interested in international expansion, hence the book, and my online courses and opportunities to speak. And I've spoken in Dubai 3 different years now at the Big 5 Construction Expo, and I'm one of the Women in Construction International Ambassadors, which I'm thrilled about.
Wow.
Raising the profile of people being in the industry and contributing, perhaps in ways that people haven't immediately thought, that you don't necessarily have to be on the tools. There's a lot of the surrounding trades. Certainly international expansion is a potential, but I think actually everybody will be pivoting their business. They'll be looking at other opportunities. And I think at the moment it'll be, how can we adapt our business to the current environment? And there will always be a crisis of some sort. There is always something changing. The upload of digital technologies, the ability for people to have Zoom calls. And I think what's interesting is my business has always been home-based. I've always provided internships that are home-based. And I think more and more people now who've experienced this, probably not necessarily through their own choice, have actually realised what a way of working it is and how they can adapt their business model.
Exciting times. Well, Denise, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
A great insight. The book is on Amazon. It's called Winner.
It is.
And go and check it out. And I can strongly recommend it. I mean, okay, I'm a little bit biased because I did do the foreword, but I have read it, and I met people who know me know I wouldn't put my name to anything that wasn't really good. So I'm really chuffed that the book's done so well, and I'm sure it will continue to do really well.
Thank you.
And if you need any help with bid writing or award writing, then Denise could be the person to help you with that.
Yeah, so, I'd love to do that. And I'd love to see other people's success. So yeah, if you can give yourself a chance to get that recognition, definitely. I so recommend it.
And thank you so much for joining us today. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.